What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So recently, well, kind of not recently, but certainly since I've last waffled about it, Terence Crawford and Canelo are kind of in the mix here. Ain't gonna lie to you. We know Canelo's signed, I believe, a 3-fight deal with PBC Al Heyman. His first fight was Jamel Charlo, which was shocking, ain't gonna lie. Jamel Charlo just been locked up. He going through his ACON right now for whooping on some woman at that. That's what happens with these guys, man, you know. These guys, they get whooped by a dude who they said was sweet. Let's not forget, Jamel Charlo said Canelo was sweet. He get whooped. Next thing you know, I mean, he got to take his anger out somewhere, right? He can't do it on He can't do it on Carrot Top, could he? Could Jamel Charlo take out any of his frustration out on Carrot Top? No. Carrot Top on his ass. Tore that ass up like it's his birthday. So what he do? He go home, he's stewing. Come on, people. He talked all the rah-rah. Oh man, you know my name's Jamel and I'm different. He was even slagging his brother off. Jamal's been going through it. Jamal was all in the video about how hard he was. Canelo hit him once. He ain't want none. So you best believe Jamal was stewing. He was stewing on the whooping Canelo give him, Carrot Top give him. And when you stew like that, bear in mind, these fighters, they're in training camp for 12, 16 weeks. You finish training camp, you've been paid, you ain't got none to do but stew. He's stewing. He's got the female in the house, the female no doubt driving him mad, the kids no doubt driving him mad. Next thing you know, one of them ones, he locked up right now. She divorced his ass, take half, oops. Anyway, back to the point. Terence Crawford, he kind of call out Canelo. He says, I can't get in the ring thinking if this guy hits me, he's going to knock me out. Or if he connects, he's going to break my rib. I wouldn't even consider a fight if I think I can't handle that level of punching. But Canelo isn't Deontay Wilder or anything like that. He's sweet. He goes on, Canelo is a big guy, but at the same time I believe in my skills. He's a heavy guy, but he's not a big guy. He's 5'7", and I'm 5'7" too. That fight would be good. I'm surprised, you know. I thought Crawford was bigger than 5'7". I didn't know Spence was. I mean, Crawford and Spence looked to me the same size. I don't know. Tell a lie. Spence was about 1.5 inches taller, but still. It didn't mean nothing, did it? And that's what inspires me about Crawford. Spence was the bigger guy, although he was weight drained. Floyd Mayweather said that Spence should be at 160. I tend to agree. I don't agree with weight draining at all. I believe somehow, some way, there should be a system brought in, just like VADA. You know how VADA's year-round testing? There should be some, obviously not stringent, but there should be some level of testing where you can't weigh in more than a couple of pounds over your standard weight. This is the most dangerous in no other sport. In athletics, for example, you don't cut weight to run, but yet you're going to cut weight to get punched in the head. I don't agree with it. Also, I believe it actually diminishes the entertainment. There's no way a man can be his optimum having cut 25 pounds of water a day and a half before. There's no way. We'd see better fights, we'd see more energy, we'd see more cardio, we'd see more power. So that's my position on the matter. Anywho, as far as Canelo and Crawford goes, like I said, Crawford's shown, I mean, Spence is a big guy. Yes, his weight draining down, but Spence is a big guy. He was 2 inches bigger. And I think somewhat length is more relevant to some extent than weight. Canelo's not got the quickest feet. Yeah, Crawford's got quick hands, quick feet. He can do it inside, he can do it outside. I need to see it, I ain't gonna lie to you. Obviously at 160, but listen, Canelo's not coming down from 168. He doesn't need to. He the prize, right? But Crawford's even said he'll go up to 168. And that for me would put, and I want to see it. Now most people think that Canelo will be too much. I want to see it nonetheless. I want to see, can Canelo break Crawford like he broke everyone else? Jamel Charlo was a dog, he broke. Yeah, mainly everyone Canelo's fought apart from Bivol really in recent times have broke. I want to see if he can do it. And for me, if Crawford goes to 168 and beats Canelo, I don't even care about the scorecards, but if Crawford can win 7 rounds against Canelo, he'll probably get robbed, right? But if he does that, he'll be the greatest fighter of all time by a mile. Going up from 147 or 154 to beat Canelo would be the greatest feat, in my opinion, in sporting history, in any sport. No one ain't doing it like that, and I believe he could do it. And in a way, it's probably not a good look, right? It's probably not good if the YB tells you he's going to put some coin down on Crawford on points. But still, I just see too much. I see too much. I see too much dog. I see too much dog. I see too much skill. And let's not forget, people. Yes, Canelo's improved from the Floyd Mayweather fight. Still, there's levels. I believe Crawford is levels. And unlike Floyd, Crawford can punch. Unlike Floyd, Crawford can tangle. Unlike Floyd, Crawford can push it to the next gear. Whenever Floyd really, I mean, I'm not a historian on Floyd, but Floyd, he didn't really like going through the gears. He was one gear. If he could beat you doing how he'd beat you, he'd beat you. My favourite fight is De La Hoya fight. Yeah, Floyd didn't show up in the gears. That fight was close. I think De La Hoya won, but even if you thought Floyd won, it was a close fight. My point is, you never see Floyd up the gears. You know what, it's close, let me up the gears. I've seen Crawford do that. Yeah, Bomac against Sean Porter said, the fight's close, you might be down. Crawford comes out on his job. Yeah, and I believe the fact we don't see, I mean, it's difficult to judge how people act in adversity until they're in it, right? That's why I need to see it. And I don't believe, I'm sorry people, I don't believe there's anyone at 140, 154 or 160 who can show Crawford give him any problems. I wouldn't even mind, if I was Crawford, calling out Golovkin. Let's start there. Golovkin at 160, drag his old ass out, but he ain't gonna want that. Golovkin's never really wanted to box some top like tricky fighters. He ducked in his prime. Golovkin in his prime ducked Andre Ward in his prime. Yeah, that's going up in weight, but even so, I mean, Golovkin's got his own kind of legacy. There's no way he wants to throw that away getting punched up by a 147 pounder. No way. But I'd like to see that. That'd be a great warm up, right? Go in there with Golovkin at 160, see how you deal with him. Because Golovkin at 160, who else is there? Well, Boo Boo, he's useless. There's no one at 160. Eubank and Crawford, they've got the same trainer. Still, it's not the same type of fight. Golovkin and Canelo are very similar now, in that sense. They're both pressure fighters. And if Crawford can beat Golovkin, that would be a great stepping stone. Especially if he light his ass up. And I can see it, I'm sorry. He throw punches in bunches. So far, we've seen his power. No one's put Errol Spence down. Errol Spence was played ping pong with. Now, to be fair, I mean, has Spence fought since? Yeah, he fought, what's his name? He fought the Cuban guy and stopped him. So people say, oh, but Crawford, Spence has not been the same. Well, he stopped the Cuban guy. He popped his eye and stopped him. Yes, he got rocked for the first time in his career, but he didn't get put down. He go in there with Crawford, he asked tore up. So you have to give Crawford credit. No one want to give him credit. Oh, well, Spencer's drained. Spence weren't drained all the other times. Oh, well, the car crash. Well, the car crash weren't there when he tore up the Cuban guy. Completely forgot his name. So, yeah. Should he go straight to 168? For me, I'm so thirsty for it. I don't even care. But realistically speaking, it'd be better for him to fight Spence at 154. Someone at 160. Really, you want a plodder. Someone like Boo Boo Andrade. Yeah. But still, he should really Crawford shouldn't have a problem with him, right? Boo Boo ain't got no power. I'll tell you who would be good. Check this out, yeah? Spence at 154. John Ryder at 160. Canelo 168. Yeah, John Ryder ain't no Canelo, but he's got that same kind of style. He's gritty. He likes to tangle. You know what I'm saying? He gives Canelo problems. Right? I'm not even sure, yeah, Canelo couldn't stop him. And he was fighting back. Yeah, Canelo doesn't stop many people, like in as much as Callum Smith and Jamal Charlo, but they weren't fighting back. It's hard to stop a man who ain't really there to fight. John Ryder was there to fight and made it the distance. So those are the fights I'd like to see. If not Golovkin at 160, then what's his name? John Ryder. And then 168. If Crawford can stop Spence again at 154 and then stop John Ryder, I don't see why not. But I do. Crawford's knocking on in age now. I want to see him get active. The problem is Spence has this rematch clause, which is a year. Really, for me, rematch clauses should be 6 months. These guys shouldn't be spending a year out every, how can you build momentum? A year, one fight a year? No. Every 6 months is like long as 2 fights a year isn't really ideal. I think if you're not taking damage, it should be 3. Certainly 2, not 1. The way it's going now, Spence and Crawford, it's going to be more or less a whole year it's looking like. Which is a shame. Because Crawford's what, 35, 36, 37? Anywho, I want to see it. Either way, whether he builds up to it, I mean, them fights. Let's say Spence happens in March. John Ryder, that could happen 3 months. John Ryder's not busy in that, if that makes sense. Get John Ryder in there, and then boom, Canelo. Because right now, Canelo's still got 2 fights on his contract. Has he got 2 fights? Yeah. He fought Jamel. He's got another one and another one. One of them's going to be Benavidez. Canelo Benavidez next. In the meantime, Crawford beats Spence and John Ryder and then goes for Canelo. That's what I'd like to see. Will it happen? I don't care how it happens. I want to see it though. Canelo says he's open to it. Crawford wants it. Why not? Dream big. And I think Canelo's... A lot of big fighters here have given Canelo the chance, right? Bivol gave him the chance. I think Canelo should give Crawford a chance. He hasn't lost nothing. I'm sorry, but it's not like Canelo only fights... I mean, look at Billy Joe. There's no way you're telling me Crawford at 168 is going to put up a worse show than Billy Joe or Plant or Jamel. I mean, how can you do worse than Jamel? Tell me how. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, well, he's too small. Well, Jamel was too useless. Didn't do anything. Jamel Charlo and Callum Smith didn't do anything. So it can never be worse than them, I don't believe. And if it is, so be it. If Crawford's so small that Canelo just punches him up in 2 rounds, 3 rounds, so be it. Fair play. But I need to see it nonetheless. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and a leg off the bell 100%.